I have a question. I want the ladies to answer this first, and then men, I want you to answer this question from a perspective of if you have children or daughters or females in your life that you communicate with. As young girls, how were you taught to value yourself? Right? Either by being taught by your mom or being taught by your dad, if your dad was in the house, right? Or other males that you were around, like uncles or whatever in your house. How were you taught to value yourself as as a female, as a young woman? And for guys, how did you teach other females that were in your life how to value themselves? And the reason that I'm asking that, and this the I just don't as females in these spaces, I'm hearing a lot about men saying that women need to value themselves. But just like men lacking role models and other men to teach them how to be men, I think women also um bear the brunt end of not having men in their lives as well in a Black community to learn that from men in terms of how to value themselves, right? So I'm just kind of curious to know how women were taught that either by their mothers, if the fathers weren't there, or if the fathers were there, how were they taught that?
A second, if we do this, it's going to take us off the subject that we're trying to stay on, though, with this question. You realize that, right?
Okay.
Go ahead, Angie.
I wanted to say that Louise, I agree with you when you said that it's important for women to have like kind of almost a wise male counsel when it comes to dating. It helps women to navigate blind spots, so that's definitely an important aspect. But I do also want to say that when it comes to dating a bad guy, it could either be a learning experience or it could be a cycle, right? I think that dating in general is something that, as you journey through it, like you're supposed to pull from it and develop yourself from those interactions with those other people. So like it just depends. I don't agree completely with Clout when you say that, oh, if you date a bad guy, then you just ain't shit. We all go through times in our lives where we may have been, especially like going from being younger into adulthood and being more sure and knowledgeable of yourself. You go through those ebbs and flows of feeling secure and feeling confident and then being unsure and having to discover things. So I'm not real big on judging people based off, them navigating things, failing and learning from those experiences. But I can say that that's what you said can speak to someone who chooses to consistently go for the same things, not learn from those experiences, continues to be shallow. You know what I'm saying? Because at that point, you have to hold yourself accountable for the decisions and the people that you're choosing. Because ultimately, the people that we choose on a consistent basis are a reflection of, something that's going on the inside.
Yeah,
No,
but
I agree
we
with
have
that.
to judge you off. We have to judge you off your bad decisions like that. That's a part of you. Because who's to say you're not going to continue to make those bad decisions just because you think it's a one-off because you did it when you was maybe early 21, 22, fresh out of college. You're going to continue to make bad decisions, bad choices, even with the men you date or the men you are in a relationship with. So
I don't agree
yes, you
with
should be
that.
judged off it. Just like
I
as a
don't
man, I
Oh,
should be judged
because
hold
off
on, y'all. One
the
mic, one
bad
mic,
decisions.
take
one mic.
valid.
Angie. One mic, one mic.
So just like as a man, I should be judged off the decisions that I made, whether it was a good decision or the bad decisions. We shouldn't just be judged off strictly off the good decisions I make and everything turned out right. No, if I made some bad decisions in my life, I should be judged on it. I should be looked at differently or looked at a certain type of way because I made bad decisions. I shouldn't. We shouldn't exclude those just because we was considered young. That's some bullshit. Even doing our young decisions, we have to accept the consequences of our decisions.
Hey,
Go
but
ahead,
And
Angie.
also, just to
Hold
respond,
on.
okay,
I just want Angie to respond.
yeah,
Then we'll go to you.
all right.
I'm not saying that you can do whatever you want to do. You can judge people however you want to judge them. What I'm saying is we all make mistakes. Men and women, we all make mistakes. And that's the only way that we learn to be better throughout life. So to try to define somebody by a singular, mistake that had been made, like I said, it's you making the mistake and you being able to learn and elevate from the experience, or you staying in a cycle of making bad decisions. It's about the context of whatever decision that you made. So I disagree. If you made the way that I thought when I was 21 is completely different from the way that I'm thinking at 33. So with that being said, I'm not going to make the same decisions that I did when I was that age. Now, like I said, you can judge people on however you want to judge them, but you have to be able to understand the complexities of how humans move and how humans evolve in general.
So if
I
that's
just
the
wanted to
case, what you're saying, if that's the case on what you were saying, then why do women continue to make bad decisions after bad decision after bad decision as far as the individual they date? Why is that the case? If you supposedly learned at 21, making a different decision at 33, why in this example that I just showed, she made bad decision after bad decision about her dating and how she handles situations? Why is that?
That's the cycle. That's what I just spoke
Oh,
on.
okay. Is that what we're gonna
All
call
right.
this the cycle? I got
To
you.
respond to what Angie was saying about what I said, the statement I made wasn't necessarily to judge a person who makes, who chooses the quote unquote bad guy or bad girl in a certain way. I was more so trying to diagnose why they do that, right? So I'm not saying that they ain't shit. I'm saying that in their mind they believe they ain't shit. Because you gotta look at it for basic, like bare bones. What kind of person would not be attracted to someone who's attracted to them? That doesn't make sense, right? Like why would you be attracted to someone that doesn't like you? If you're attracted to someone who doesn't like you, that should tell you that you have a self-esteem problem off the top. Because how does that make sense? Like, why would you invest in someone that's making it clear that they're not interested? So all I'm saying is that usually when women are chasing these quote unquote bad guys, it's because they have self-esteem issues. It's because they don't believe that they're worth more than that. That's all I was trying to say. Now, whether or not they come to the realization that they're worth more, they make the decision that they're worth more, I think that's up to them and it's not up to me to judge. But I definitely think that the reason, same with guys, like if a guy is choosing a woman or chasing after a woman that doesn't like him, it's probably because he has low self-esteem. Because someone who has high self-esteem would want to engage with someone who's treating them the way they want to be treated. And I'll end there.
I think that I misunderstood them because I didn't know that we were talking about a bad guy in terms of someone that you have to chase or someone that doesn't like you that you're chasing. I didn't know that was but yeah.
Go
I
ahead.
was
Just to
think
respond to that, I think typically the bad guy or bad girl is usually the person you're chasing that doesn't want you back. Usually, like I feel like that kind of sums it up. Like usually some girls running after some drug dealer who got 10 bitches. Some guys running after some stripper, they got 100 niggas lined up. Like it's like they're not prioritizing you, but you're prioritizing them, and that's what makes them the bad person in your life.